what I have here is 5 weeks marked out and counted each day, 1 through 25, in numerical order. I have these orange little lines here bouncing from odds to odds on the bottom. So it's odd, 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 just bouncing to odds. And on the top, it's bouncing to evens from even bars. Okay. I want to show you something. If this right here is week 1, okay, pay attention. This is going to be very simple to understand. Week 1, week 2, week 3. This is an odd week, so the whole bar is odd. This will be an even bar, and this will be an odd bar. Okay? Just like on the weekly bar, we have 1, 3, and 5. On the week inside of the daily bars, on the daily bars inside of the week, we have 1, 3, and 5. On the weekly bars, we will have 1, 3, and 5. And so if we notice down here, because we're counting from the start of this as it starts with an odd number, and this would be, we can say this right here would be the start of our count, okay? And so this will be week bar 1. And so we have it ran by the odd sequence here. 1, 3, 5. Look at my bar 2. It's ran by, which they're still going in sequences like that, right? I'm going to delete this one off the top up here just so that it'll be a little easier for you to understand here. So there's not much to look at here. So that there's not so much to look at here. Sorry. So this is ran by odds 1, 3, 5. There's more of them, and so it's dominated by that number. There's less of these odds in this one, and so it's an even bar. Over here, we have another bar. The third one is identical to the first. It has 3. 1, 2, 3. This one has 2. And this one has 1, 2, 3. And then this one has 2, just like the second bar. 1, 2, 1, 2. When we get back into the fifth bar, 1, 2, 3. Now it's just like the third bar. 1, 2, 3. And so then, in the same perspective, we could say this right here is going to be my this is going to be my major candle, odds and evens. And so in a counting sequence, you can see how it goes odds and evens in all forms here, right? We can see in the weekly candle the odds and evens, and we can see in the daily candles the odds and evens. Okay, so what I want to focus on is that I want to get you guys paying attention to that, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. That's fine with me. But what I want to focus on is how basically we'll just back out. Then I should put my lines back on there. All right. So now I've got my even bars back on the top, my little stuff going from evens, right? And there's just 2 of them, and now it has 3 of them. So in the perspective of, yes, I see that this one, it has 2 here, and so it's weaker. So this is an odd bar. But over here we have the majority, 1, 2, 3. And so this right here is the stronger bar. So it's an even dominated bar. Now, in that perspective, we can understand how we can bounce around as to which bar can take over, but we don't really need to pay attention. I'm just showing you this so that you understand the sequences of how it works and then why it bounces through odds and evens. And so to show you that it even does it in weekly form, and to show you by using mathematical boundaries and stuff right here, right before your very eyes. This is a mathematical accounting algorithm. Okay, so again, we're in this bar, we look for odds or evens. We may look for them in the previous week. We're in this bar, we look for odds or even levels. If it so we can say if it puts in a peak high on a 1, it may be that it's dominated a peak high and low or low, whatever, and it comes back in the third. We can say that this one right here, that week in itself, is an odd dominated week. And in my next week, if it comes in and puts it in on the second bar or the fourth bar, and it comes up and hits that, or goes down and to this on the second bar and hits it on the fourth, we can know that that bar is an even bar because it's dominated by the peak highs and lows as to what day it is. Did we get our drastic peak high in an odd or an even bar? That may help us understand whether we're in an odd or an even week. Not that that matters. The point is just to basically be in a current bar looking 2 bars back for a level, or if this was our current bar, to look 2 bars back for a level. So if this is our current week, we can look up to 2 bars back, 2 weekly bars back to our level. Now, if we come up here to NQ at the top, we can see that in this daily form, it gave me, well, if we come back over here, let's just start here. We have a low in this week, and the week put in a low on a Wednesday. Okay? And so we can say that this could be an odd week. And this one being an even week, right? We came up, we moved, and we come back down, and now we are in what could be another odd week. We are rejecting the high of 2 bars back, and we're coming back down to the low of 2 weeks back. 2 weekly bars back high. We expand it out, come back in, and in 2 day bars back, we reject it and come down. We hit the third day in our third day. So we have what is an odd bar and an odd day, and an odd bar and an odd day. Okay, so we can float our way through. We can understand that we are in an odd day here. Now, we do understand, because down here, that it can be that we are in an odd day or an even day, and it doesn't really matter. We need to just understand that it's 2 bars back. It wouldn't matter if this was an odd bar or an even bar. What matters is in our current week that we got a reaction to that 2 bar back and gave us a trade. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter in the numerical form in that perspective that it doesn't matter for you to know it. You just need to understand how it can react to it and around it. And if this is a high low that we're going to come back into, then we can look for another function inside of our week or the end of our week where it's coming over. Now, it could be that this was a bar 5. Then that would mean this was bar 6 instead of bar 1. And that this would be 7 instead of bar 2. Because we can see down here in this pattern where it comes down into this, I'd have to scrunch it back up, but yeah, so it'll fit back in there. So 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we come back up here, and then this right here is 7. This is 5. This is odd numbers reacting to odd numbers. Now, this week down here, it doesn't matter if we're an odd week or an even week in that perspective. It's reacting 2 bars back, even if so in the perspective, this can be a 1 or a 2, and this can be a 3, right? Or this could be a 1 or a 2. This could be the next set up bars coming behind it. It doesn't matter if this is an odd bar. 2 bars forward from that is the point. This can be an even or an odd, so we don't need to keep up with it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say there? You don't have to keep up with that. You can really just narrow it down to the 2 bar back function. I want to take a second here to break down this middle week here, just because it looks a little confusing how Tuesday's bouncing off of Monday and goes up in this right here, and it looks like the 2-bar back function isn't working. It's just doing it on a different time frame. So we're going to take it to the 12-hour bar, okay, since it's the next lowest bar down. So if the week opens up on Monday, we have 1, 2. This is bar 2. This is bar 3. This is bar 4. Bar 4 bounces off of bar 2. So we'll go ahead and mark that green real quick to show you there. Now, let's do it again real quick to continue it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 5, 6, and we have a range here. We can either do 5 to 7 because that would come into play there, right? So let's just we'll change it back in a minute. So we'll just make that one brown. It doesn't really matter. And then we'll make the next one over here for the next period over. We'll make it black. It doesn't really matter. We'll go down and see how that looks really quick. And so we see how in that 12-hour in the first section over here, this first 12-hour, skip the 12-hour, and the third 12-hour over, because this would be middle of your day. And so then we're splitting that day and this day in half. 1, 2, 3. 3 is bouncing off the center range of 1, the 382 pocket, right? So that it's a little bit off actually, because if I pulled it from the top up here, and brought it down, you'd see that it hit the 618. And so that's in 12-hour bar form. 1, 2, 3. 3 left the range of 1. And if we take the range over here from 1 and bring it over, and we short that, or we mark it as a short there, we can see how that worked. I'm going to do my back arrows. It's going to put my other one on there. Now we would be in our new 12-hour bar, which would be 1, 2, and 3, the third one, underneath the range of 2 12 hours back. Okay. All right. And then if we look up here, we have the closing level of our day for our short. Okay. So there's your ways. You could have seen that right there on the 12-hour bar form inside of the middle week, showing this entire pattern here, making it a little bit easier to understand. Do you have a trade set up? Take a trade. That's pretty much it. And so we can go back and do many different things. Like there was a 3 here and a 5 here. And the high of the 5 was shorted 2 bars later. So 2 bars, 2 bars, closed 1, 2 bars, short. Closing level of this 1, 2 bars back. I'm trying to give you a general flow of how things will be functioning for you. So if we come back over here, we have a closing level. And so that day closed this day. And so in our current day, which would be this bar, which would be a Monday, we are bouncing off of Thursday's close. This can be a 6 and this is a 4. So that doesn't have to be red there. That's what we're trying to go for. So we're in this day and we're looking at the level of this day here, right? Current day, 1, 2 bars back. We have a trade. It goes up 2 bars back. We have a trade. From here, from this day here, 2 bars back, we have a trade. From this day here, 2 bars back, we have a trade. From this day here, 1, 2 bars back, the closing level of 2 bars back. That is what a previous day open is. The previous day's open is a 2-bar back close. I am trying to explain to you in mathematical form to understand what these are and why that one, not this one, that one, right? Previous day high and the close of 2 bars back. We have a combination of 2 trades in one. We can understand it perfectly that way. And if we come over here and we're in this day, right, we can take our trade from the level, the opening level of 2 bars back, which is not this 2 bars back here, right here, was the opening level of 2 bars back. The closing level of 2 bars back, which is the opening level of our previous day. And in this form, it is the opening day level of 2 bars back. It's still the same exact trade. So when we come down here, Monday, Wednesday, 1, 3. Previous day low, low of day trade, back over top of 3 over 1. Blast off. We come over here, we have these levels from 2 bars back. And on Monday, which would be bar 6, in the perspective, if we were going 4, 5, 6, 2 bars back, we can see it hit it, came through and stopped right here, back above. What else do we have from 2 bars back? The opening level from 2 bars back. We're above that. These structural lows. These little structure pieces from 2 bars back. You see that? Current day, 1, 2 bars back. Open, high, low, close, and the actual structural levels of the day. That's what's causing your moves. That's what you need to pay attention to. It goes up. This is the low of Wednesday. It's the last hour candle of that day. 2 bars forward is Friday. This rejected 5, rejected the low of 3. It dumps down, runs back up. Previous day high, 2 bars back, high of 2 bars back, high of day, trade, previous day high, high of a 3-day section, 2 bars back, runs us back down to 2 weekly bars back. That's exactly what's happening. When this week opened up here, when this particular week opened, it took off of those levels. Sorry, let me get the right tool here. It took off of those levels and went towards the high level of 2 bars back. Off of, do you understand what I'm trying to show you there? Do you understand? I'm showing you we are in a weak level. We are going down 2 bars back, boom. 2 bars back, boom. 2 bars back, boom. Now, in weekly form, we have hit 2 bars back. And now that candle is not going to be my focus point because the week has closed and I'm in a new week. So 2 bars back, high. That's this one. Okay. That's what's causing and doing everything it's doing now. That's why we are playing around with this level. That's why everything has happened in the last couple of days. 2 bars back, 7 and 5. Boom. Closed red. The lower high structure of the previous day that closed red. High of day trade today. High of day previous day level 2 days back, 2 weeks back. That's your focal point. This down here is Y. So we can just focus now. There's your reasoning. That's the answers. You don't need to pay attention to that. Know that whatever bar you are in, the function is whether it is odd or even 2 bars back. This is to show you how they will switch polarities of the days over this week to the next week, and if it's focusing on which put in the peak highs or lows in those perspectives. You can see how sometimes down here in the odd bars there's only 2 peak highs, but down on the evens there's 3 in the other count form. And so we can switch polarities to how the week is going to lay out based off of these 2 perspectives in a count over multiple weeks, in which we do not have to really pay attention to it. Just know that it can do that. That's how it can work. It's doing it off those numbers. And so it's 2 bars back in that form. Daily form, dump. Weekly form, dump. That's it. 2 bars back. I'm going to keep showing y'all stuff. I'm going to get y'all closer and closer. I got to kind of just walk you through. But there's old NQ. The big scary NQ. No big deal. 2 bars back. All these little black lines you see here are all 2 bar back functions. That's it. 2 bar back functions. What do we have over here? I don't know if it hit my weekly level, opening level down there or not. We'll go back and check just for fun. It went back at it. Doesn't have to hit it. Sometimes, most of the time it will, because it's just crossing candles from an open, high, lower, close. Let's see if it did it. Get it? It went back at it. But that's what it was doing. That was the target right there because of the closing level of 2 bars back. Yep, that's it. Pay attention. Chart it out. Wait it out. A daily candle is the 1 day bar is the lowest number you can count to without having to decimalize. The weekly candle is 1 candle and is the lowest weekly candle that you can count to without having to decimalize or fractal divide within it. So 1, 2, 3 parts is fractal. Boom, you got to move.